Hello everyone, this is Diane. I cleaned up my craft room today. It looks pretty good. And I have this pile of stuff that I wanted to play with. Instead of just sorting it out and putting it away, there are some cut off papers from the journals I just finished, and then just some little bits that were on my desk. So I thought we would play around and see what we could do with them. I also had these few little digital papers. They're printed on very thin paper, and I thought they were very pretty. I don't even know where I got them. I didn't print them, so I don't know. I don't know where they came from. So I cut this little piece of parchment cardstock into a tag and glued a piece of it on there. And I have another part of that page. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. My cardstock parchment piece doesn't fit another one, so I can just put this one on here. So let's just take care of this. I don't think I need to do anything as far as decorating these because they're just pretty the way they are. So I would probably sew around them, punch a hole, put a reinforcement on it, and put a ribbon through it, or lace or something. These are about 3 1/4 by 7 inches. And I will do the sewing and put the hole in it later. I have this tag that I stamped a scripture verse on it and it didn't stamp well. So I'm going to cover that with something. I didn't want to waste the tag. I have this piece of beautiful wallpaper, and I don't really want to use the bird with its head cut off, unfortunately, but I could put this at the top because I know you can't see through it, and then put something else at the bottom. I think I like that color better with it. Do I have a smaller piece? Nope. This is, well, it's not a even measurement, so I'm just gonna do it with a pencil. I realized that my car needs to be inspected this month, so I called the place that's been doing it in recent years, and just wanted to schedule an appointment. I figured they'd be able to get me in before the end of the month. And I spoke to an AI voice, and I'm pretty sure it was an AI voice. And this voice said, the earliest we can get you in is at 3:30. I said, today? I wasn't expecting it to be today. And it was 2:45 at that point. So I said, okay, I'll just bring it right down. And I was getting ready to go, and then I got a call from a real person, and he said, we'll have to change that to 4:30. My inspector is booked right up. Well, then, I didn't ask for that time slot, but I just said, okay, I'll be there at 4:30. I was just glad I hadn't left the house yet. So I thought, well, I have time to do a little bit of a video. Because I cleaned in here, it's time to mess it up again. I think that would add a nice little accent to it. So March is my month for appointments. I've had 3 medical appointments so far, and a dental appointment next week, which is not going to be a fun one. I may be out of commission for a few days after that, as far as videos go. And my tax appointment is later this month. And now today, the car inspection stresses me out. I know it might not sound like much, but at least my dad isn't doing a lot of appointments right now. And I have 2 family get-togethers scheduled. One for my husband's birthday. My kids and I and grandkids always get together for a meal. Most of the time we go out to eat, but during COVID we ordered in. That was really fun. I can't punch that. This year, people are watching their budgets, including me. We're all watching our budgets. So we're just going to make a meal here. And we always do that on his birthday. So we're doing that. And then my sisters and I are going to cook a meal for my parents this Saturday. So just a couple days away. And I just feel like there's an awful lot of stuff going on this month. So that's a pretty tag. I don't need to do anything to that. I could put a label or a number or something on it if I wanted to when I go to use it. So just quickly, I have 3 tags. Now, I thought to be a little more thoughtful about positioning, instead of just gluing these papers onto a big sheet and then cutting it up, I thought maybe I would try actually gluing onto the shape that I want. So I cut that out, and I have some scraps of scrapbook paper to try to use, and some other bits. Do I like that? I think I do, because it's much darker tones. Yeah, I like it. While I was tidying up, I had some things that I had cut, some ephemera, digital ephemera that I had cut while I was watching TV, and that had just been collecting. So I actually got that stuff put away. I thought maybe I'll use some of that digital stuff to embellish these pieces that I'm making today. My scripture journals sold today very, very quickly. Thank you to the 2 ladies who bought the scripture journals. I hope that you will love them. My mother wanted to see them. I had told her about them, about the vintage Sunday school papers and cards that I had found and stuff like that. And she was very interested in seeing them. She told me a couple times she wants to see them before I mail them. So I did the video, or I listed them yesterday. Actually, yeah, I had published the video, but they hadn't been listed yet. I scheduled them to be listed at 4 o'clock. So I took them to my mom yesterday to show them to her before I sold them. And I was surprised that she looked at it slowly turning the pages, pulling out the cards, reading the scriptures out loud, looking at the hymn pages that I put in and exclaiming over that old hymn that she loved. And we sang a chorus of, I can't remember what song it was. We sang it together, but she just really loved it. And she said it was a blessing to look through it and read the scriptures. So I thought I wanted to make a single signature, like a traveler's notebook type of journal for my secret sister at church. And I thought I should make 2 of them and give one to my mom and have all of those scripture stamps that I have stamped out into the book and the cards and whatnot, so she can just read them whenever she wants to. She reads her Bible every night before she turns off her light. Her life is hard right now. She's 90 and is having a harder time getting around, and my dad depends on her to take care of him when, we're not there most of the time. And she has to prepare food and just help him with everything that he needs help with. Putting his socks on. All that stuff. So I was glad I was able to lift her spirits a little bit. So you can see how I more thoughtfully arrange those pieces, and I like the way that looks. And there's nothing wrong with doing it randomly, gluing them all down on one larger piece, and then cutting it randomly, and you take what you get. That's fun too, but I just wanted to be more thoughtful this time. I'm gonna get some of those digital ephemera pieces I mentioned. I had been over a period of months, really, cutting certain sets of ephemera and then just kind of piling them up. And so this is what I had been cutting, and I put them in these little sleeves, and I put all of these sleeves in this pouch. So let's see if there's anything. I just thought these anthropomorphic animals were the cutest. They just, you know how I love, I don't know why it was in there with this. That wasn't supposed to be in there. I love children's illustrations, you know, so that's what they remind me of. All right, so what do I want to put on this? I have these that are just small little tickets and tags and labels and stuff like that. Perfect for collage. And these are not digitals, these are Kathy Holden ephemera pieces. So I have this, it's got a ticket and a little card, so it's already a little collaged piece. And I think that would look really nice right there. Maybe with a red behind it. Yeah. That looks just right. These are reinforcement stickers that I inked, and then I stamped a background stamp on the whole sheet to give it some texture. You don't see much of the reinforcement once you put the ribbon or whatever you're putting in it there, but I like to have it looking cool like that. I like that tag a lot. Okay, let's do another one. That was fun. I want these to be straight cut, not torn. It's a leftover piece from an appointment book. These little pieces. Am I in view? Maybe I'll put that up in the corner. I'm gonna cut that corner off anyway where it's rounded. Okay, put this one down first. Well, I don't know. Don't know. Here's some pieces that are not layered. I don't know if these are from the same kit or not. Well, I'm not just getting into that. It's not thrilling me. Let's see what one of these would look like. Got some littler ones. Now that's cute. I like the colors. I'm gonna cut this. This is just a paper. It's not a cardstock. Seems like if I glue, don't want to lose that corner. If I glue papers to a piece of cardstock, it gets really thick, really stiff. This might be a little too thin, but it's okay. That looks pretty, and then I would sew around it to give a little more texture to it. Add a label. Don't think I want that label. How about a number? Oh, that's an arrow. Thought it was a number 1. I think I need to separate this pouch into the layered ones and the non-layered pieces. Put that on. Okay, now I think I will just glue onto a piece of paper. I would normally use my glue stick for this, but I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac. This is that vintage paper that had Sunday school cards glued to it. Thought I had a bunch of little strips. They're over here. some play money there. Just a scrap of a stamped piece. Scrap of a book page. And a scrap of wallpaper. Okay, gonna let the glue dry for a little bit. I have this left over from a children's book, from a journal that I made, and I would like to make a pocket out of that. I think it would have to be a side pocket, so it would be on its side, but it's just too cute to throw away. I don't think it's cut straight. I guess it wasn't too bad. How tall is this? 9 1/4. I don't want to cut off those tulips. It would have to be in a big journal. That end isn't straight. I guess it's even. What I may be able to do when I actually go to put it in a book, if I put it in the center signature, I could cut it here and put it on both sides of the signature. That would work. I don't know if this is dry enough yet, so I don't want to attempt to cut it yet. I've got this piece of cardstock that's got these leaves printed on it that I don't want, so I've been using the back of it for stuff. So if I have something that you can't see the leaves through, I can make a pocket or something. is this? 3 inches, 3.5. I'll cut this at 3.5. But I don't want it to be that wide. This is cut off on something, I don't know what, but it's cute. Probably won't use it there. Let's see what's in here. These little girls are too big. These are just adorable little pieces. I like the bird. I think we'll go with the butterfly. That adds some whimsy to this. Butterfly and a label. But I don't want any of these vintage looking labels. Okay, it's 4 o'clock. My appointment's at 4:30, but it's just across town. Maybe one of these little blue labels. Is that too big? No, that's not too big. That could be a journaling card or a pocket. I'm going to make it into a pocket. Cutting off some of the paper that's stuck up. That's adorable. Okay, let's cut this. I wondered how that old paper, it's really antique paper, would do. Not great. I'm going to trim off the very top of that because there's a sliver of the yellow paper showing. That paper. don't like that where it tore the paper off, so I will put a little patch on it. We'll just add a couple pieces here. That's a fun one. Well, this is throwing me off, so I think if I covered that up, that would be okay. charming. I better stop here so I can get ready to take my car. So let's see what we've done. We got quite a lot done. Okay, we made quite a few tags. I love this pocket. And that's a simple pocket. It might be like this, or it might be like that. That was a fun session. I hope you enjoyed it. Were you crafting along with me? What do you do with your scraps when you're cleaning up? I'd like to know the answer to that. I have a few scraps left, so I may do a little bit more, maybe tomorrow. But for now, I'm done. And I will see you in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.